Here with me today, I have Maddie Stein for the film Out of Water. Maddie, how are you today?
Hi, doing well. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, Maddie, you directed, you wrote, and you produced Out of Water. Would you like to talk to our live viewers about the film?
Yeah, we shot it in winter of 2022. And I kind of got the idea during COVID. I moved back to my parents' house. I was very isolated from my friends and the world. And I think during that time, I just kind of realized the joy that other people bring each other. So that was kind of the basis for the film, is kind of this joy of human connection. And I was on a road trip. I was driving around, and on the side of the road, I saw this woman in a mermaid tail and a shell bikini. She was doing this photo shoot for her mermaid company. So I kind of got this idea for this woman who works as a mermaid kind of character. I started writing about her, and that became Sandy, who's the lead in the film, this mermaid for hire. And she meets this young girl who believes in her magic, who believes she's a real mermaid. And they kind of strike up this unlikely connection.
That's such a cool like like storyline for a film. And so, when is it that you said you wrote this during COVID?
I wrote this during COVID, yeah.
Okay, and when did you end
Yeah.
up filming?
We filmed it also during COVID, winter
Oh,
2022. Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
so like just this past, or you're
This
talking like beginning of
a
2022.
year we filmed it a
Oh,
year ago.
so with
A year
that,
ago.
what obstacles did you run into with COVID for filming?
It was really hard. I mean, we were all worried that someone would have to drop out last minute because I had other friends shooting their films and that was happening left and right. Luckily, no one dropped out. Um, Everyone stayed really safe. We wore masks on set. We tested every day, and it worked out from a COVID perspective.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, is this like your first work out of school? Because I know you would you like to talk about your education with everybody?
Yeah, sure. I went to Harvard for undergrad and I studied film and English there. But the film program there is very theoretical. We didn't have much experience like shooting films or anything. So I always knew I wanted to go to grad school. And then I just finished Columbia's MFA program in screenwriting and directing. And that was really nice because we got a lot of hands-on experience directing. I made a few shorts at Columbia, and Out of Water was my thesis short there. So it was my final project at grad school.
That's an amazing education that you've got right there. So it looks like we have Sophie ready to
Oh,
jump in. Hi, Sophie. How are you?
hi, Sophie.
Hi.
Sophie,
How's
so
everyone?
Good.
this film you helped co-produce Out
Yes,
of Water. So can you guys maybe tell me a bit about how you've come together and maybe some of your background with your education and filming and whatnot?
sure. So, Maddie has a friend who knows a girl who worked on one of my short film as a second AC, and then she asked me that if you have interest in producing a non-UCLA thesis film. I'm like, sure, let's talk about it. So I met with Maddie summer, and then we talk about a script and how to do this. And then I was super intrigued by the story. I love it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I want to do this. And I went to school in Hong Kong. I studied English at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And then I have always loved films and storytellings. I've been involved with the drama clubs at schools, but never really had a chance to, do anything film related. And in 2016, I'm like, after working a few years, I saved some money. I'm like, I want to give it a try. So I came to Los Angeles and I love it so much. So I never return. And I stay here. I went to UCLA, the MFA program for producing program, and produced a bunch of short films and featured there and graduated in 2021. And yeah, that's
That's
my journey
awesome.
here.
So the two of you came together through a mutual acquaintance.
Yes.
Awesome. So for the both of you, so you're saying, Sophie, you graduated 2021?
Yes.
And Maddie, when did you finish your MFA?
May 2022.
2022. So is
Yeah.
this your first work for the both of you out of school?
This, I think it's Sophie's work out of school, right?
I wouldn't say that because I've been actively producing, but this is like the first short film that is a director who's not from UCLA. So it's a magical match.
I agree. This was a school work for me. It was kind of my graduation film.
Oh, so this was for your program.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome. I hope you got an A. But like with that said, so since the both of you are fresh out of fresh-ish out of an MFA program for the both of you, what is something that this film taught you as director, producer, that you think has made you a stronger director or producer, writer, moving forward?
That's a great question. Sophie, do you feel like going first, or should I?
You should go first, I think.
I think this film was so different from my past films because, we shot it in LA and I was at this film program in New York. So I kind of had to meet a lot of crew members in LA. And, Sophie was a great producer because she knew exactly how to shoot in the city because it's very different from shooting in New York. So she knew like which permits to get and how to go about doing everything here. So I kind of was learning that process with her. And I feel like I learned a lot about, if I want to shoot here in the future. And I also feel like working with crew here is very different than shooting somewhere else because everyone here is so professional. Everyone is working in the industry, even if they're, willing to shoot a student short film, they still have these other professional jobs going on. So it was just a very professional set. And I think that taught me a lot. And I think, I don't know, I'm very grateful to the cast and crew, and I would love to work with them again. It was a great set.
And how did you come to meet all these cast and crew? Like you're saying that some of these people didn't work with the school.
No, most of them didn't work with the school. So I was, asking people that I knew here, like, Marley, the lead actor, is one of my friends. So I kind of asked her if she had any connections to crew members. I was researching people online. I was researching alums from AFI, UCLA, USC. And through that process, I kind of interviewed. It started with the cinematographer, actually, and I did some interviews. Found Robert Nachman, who was amazing. He's an AFI alum. And through him, I kind of found these other crew members. So it's just about like researching online and talking to everyone I knew. And Sophie also brought on some great crew members too. So I was very lucky.
So Sophie, like for you, like as a producer that has recently just graduated from school, what would you say that this film brought for you to, work on a strength that you can apply in the future?
Well, there something happened on our set. Like it's the first time for all of us, especially for me as producer. We ran into an emergency situation that our lead actress, she knocked her nose at when we were doing an underwater scene. So that is, to me, is like first time thing. So I drove her to the urgent care and then ER, and just to figure out what is going on with her. Is she okay? And just everything. But that, well, by the end of the day, it's not a big thing. Like, yeah, she got hurt, but we have it handled perfectly. And she returned to set when we need her the next time we pick up her things. But the thing for me is that's the first time that I, as a producer, I ran into such an emergent situation. But with everyone's support, we have it handled, and in a way that we have this film made, and we're still friends, and we still stay together. And so to me, that is something. Okay, how should I handle something emergent and make sure, as a producer, make sure that the one who's still on set keep filming, they are not worried about Marty, who was with me, at the hospital. How can I come her? Then make sure that she's getting the medical treatment needed. And by the end of the day, like, how we can, after this emergency, how we can, resume our production. This thing to me is the first time thing. I'm so glad I have Maddie, very, very calm. She continued making on the set while I'm away, and Amira, our another, and Marley, she trusted me. Everyone, I feel like I'm being trusted, handle this situation, and being like trusted to, making decisions. And then we made it work, and now we have to film.
I think this is my first time being told about an injury on set, so that's actually very informative. Thank you for that. So for the both of you, what is it that you want your audience to take when they see Out of Water? What does it mean to you, the film, watching it back, and what is it that you want your audience to interpret from it message-wise?
That's a great question. I would say that, it's about Sandy, this mermaid for hire, who's kind of disenchanted with her life, and Camille, this young 8-year-old birthday girl who's very lonely, doesn't really have any friends. And it's this day that they come together, they spend kind of this magical day together, and they realize that the magic is in other people. And I think it's a message of hope, optimism, and just, thinking of the people around you and just appreciating your community. I think that's what I hope audiences take from it.
Sophie, is that how you feel, you interpret the film? Is that what it means to you?
Yes, exactly. And to me, it also, because Sandy, this character, her occupation is like so particular, special. I've never met a mermaid before. And to me, producing this is also a magical experience, and working with Maddie and all the other cast and crew. Everyone is super supportive, and we went to shot this underwater scene, and to me that is a magical experience too. So I hope everyone who see this film will get that sense. Everyone work on this set is super happy, and we made this like magical moment together with Maddie's directing. So and she wrote the story. It's such a magical story, so I feel like everyone can feel that.
So, for the both of you, with your education and whatnot, would you like to talk about like what it is that got you into wanting to work on films, like producing and or directing, writing?
Yeah. I guess I would say I grew up in a suburb of Los Angeles, and I was kind of like, it felt like we were adjacent to the entertainment industry. Like some of my friends' dads were in the industry, my family was not in the industry. But just growing up, I always had an interest in it. I loved movies, I loved acting. I did a lot of theater as a kid. And I think growing up here, it always seemed like a possible thing to do, like a possible career. So I knew I wanted to study film and writing in college. And I think the interest in acting and theater kind of, once I found directing and writing, I was more attuned to that. So I kind of pursued that in college, and I don't know, from there was very hungry to start making films.
That's awesome. But being like just immersed in a community like that, and then because you are like right outside of it. So,
Yeah.
then we take Sophie, you're from Hong Kong. What is it that got you into this film industry?
Yeah, I was not as lucky as Maddie. I grew up in mainland China, northeast part of it. None of my family member is in the industry, but when I was a little kid, I watched too many films and TVs that my parents probably didn't know that I watched so many because they were not at home, and I pretend I was studying, but actually I was watching these things. But when I was a kid, I got an opportunity to perform in a theater, a piece of like work. It's just for fun, but that's, to me, is very interesting, and I kept pursuing this passion while I was in high school and college. But it never occurred to me that I could make it a career until 2016 when I first came here, and I saw how big this industry is and how professional people can be. So that is the moment that I realized that even if I want to do something like my old profession was like accounting and finance, I could work in this industry because I just love stories. I love watching them, and I hope I can make them. That is why I jumped in, and I enjoyed it so far. I'm still doing it.
No, I mean, it sounds like you guys got into a film festival with your works, and so congratulations on that. What is it that brought you, real quick, what is it that made you find the Garden State Film Festival?
Garden State. I was researching festivals one day, and this just stood out to me. I feel like I read some filmmaker reviews, and it sounded like the festival put a lot of effort into promoting films and short films, which I feel like a lot of festivals don't. So I appreciated that and thought it would be a great venue for Out of Water.
Well, congratulations on your acceptance. Welcome to the Garden State. Are you guys going to be able to make it to the film festival?
I will be there, and we'll see. Sophie, hopefully too.
Yes, I will try.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, I so look forward to getting to meet you in person, Sophie. I hope that you do get to make it. It would be so cool to get to meet you in person. But, if not, I so appreciate you guys taking this time with me today to get to talk to you a little bit about the film and your roles in the film and some of your background. So thank you so much for that. You guys, you can all come see Out of Water on Saturday, March 25th at the Jersey Shore Art Center from 12:15 p.m. to 2 p.m. Again, Sophie, Maddie, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you're enjoying the beautiful weather out in LA.
Thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate it. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.